Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to our work session this morning. I would ask if you would to put your phones on silence or turn them off at this time. We will stand and have a pledge of allegiance by Councilmember Blanton and prayer by Councilmember Malinowski. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God of peace and promise, as we gather today, we ask for your guidance. Help us weigh the benefits of growth with the real concerns of our neighbors about traffic, safety, and the character of our streets. Give us wisdom to build not just for today, but for generations, honoring our responsibility to protect the well-being of both people and place. May we lead with clarity, humility, and a deep sense of stewardship. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Our minutes of our work session of May 1st, 2026, and our work session minutes of May 15th, 2026. Everybody get a chance to read those minutes? If so, we can put them on our consent agenda for our meeting. Clerk, if you just put that on the consent agenda for our next regular meeting. Topics for discussion, we have the Daughters of the American Revolution 250th anniversary event invitation, Rebecca and Marcia. Rebecca.
It's okay with y'all if I sit? Good morning, Mayor and
Good morning.
council members. I'm pleased to be here. I'm Marcia Brooks. I'm the first vice regent of our chapter here, the Henry Walton chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, and we have an exciting event planned for July 4th. We're doing this event in partnership with the American Legion Calvin George post. Dave Belton is currently the commander of that post, and he's working with us to bring this program to everyone. And what we plan to do is have a live reading of the Declaration of Independence, the full, complete Declaration of Independence. It will be at 10 a.m. at Town Park on the stage, and we do plan to have a sound system. We have 13 readers planned. 2 of those are students. Others are different people from various areas of the community. Councilmember Wagenhauser is one of the speakers. If anyone else, anybody else on the council or the mayor would like to have a part, we can certainly rearrange the speaking parts a little bit and make that happen. So please let me know if you would like to do that. We hope that we have a big crowd that day to witness this. I think it's a very special time and a reverent time, and it's part of the America 250 observance, and we extend a special invitation to the city council and the mayor, but also everyone in the community and in the county. We appreciate y'all's support. And I do want to pass on regards from Rebecca. She's our regent, and she wasn't able to be here today.
Okay. Is there a time frame on this, from 10 to 12? Or?
It should be over by 11.
Okay.
And we also will have a 250th birthday cake and lemonade afterwards for anyone who would like to stay.
Sounds good. Are there any questions for Marcia? If not, thank you so much
Thank
for
y'all.
for the update. Appreciate
sir.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think the DDA report was put on It's gonna be put on our July agenda, I believe, for work session, okay? Proposed modification to recycling collection services, Sean?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think each of you have this in your packet, and have had a chance to review it over the past few weeks. But what we come to you here this morning, and I want to introduce Blake Adcock. He's our recycling coordinator, who was sort of the creator of this plan and came up with the initiative to change the recycling schedule. The reason for this is that we want to improve operational efficiency and enhance employee safety, and at the same time reduce overtime costs while maintaining the same level of recycling service for all our residents. The proposed changes are glass recycling would be collected on the first Wednesday of each month. Based on our recycling audit for glass, that supports that schedule once a month collection. Commingled recycling, it will be, instead of being collected on Monday, all the recycling on Monday, it'll be collected on the same day as each resident's garbage service. So, instead of rolling your recycling cart out on Monday, you can roll it out on the same day as your garbage. We'll collect your garbage first and then recycling second, using the same automated truck. And I want to stress to everybody that the recycling does not go to the landfill. It goes to Pratt Industries, where we take all of our recycling to. I've had some questions from the public on that, and we want to be clear that our recycling does not go to the landfill. Garbage collection, there'll be no changes. If your garbage is collected on a Monday, it'll still be collected on a Monday along with your recycling. The benefits for this is improved efficiency. It distributes recycling collection throughout the week instead of concentrating it to Mondays, where we've seen a lot of overtime. And it better utilizes personnel and equipment. And it allows full use of the city's automated side loading truck. It reduces manual lifting and repetitive motion injuries, and it decreases employee exposure to traffic hazards. Decreases employee exposure to traffic hazards, sorry about that. And it creates safer working conditions for collection crews. Cost savings is another benefit. Our current overtime associated with recycling operations is around $20,000 annually. And that's because we've done it all on Mondays, and so, most days you just can't get it all done in 8 hours. Sometimes we've run into the dark hours, hadn't we, Blake? Yeah. So 12-hour days is a little long to be riding on a garbage truck. The projected overtime after the implementation is around $3,300. So we're not getting rid of all the overtime, but that's a $16,700 savings annually. For the resident impact, recycling service remains available citywide, just as always. Garbage collection schedules will not change, and residents receive advance notification before implementation. We want to go ahead and get those notices out as soon as possible when you give your blessing. Our recommendation this morning is to approve the proposed recycling schedule modifications effective July 1st. And this will align with our fiscal year, and we feel like it's a good time to make that change.
Yeah. Any council member have any problems putting this on our consent agenda for approval to change this? Everybody's okay?
So, a question if I could?
Okay?
You mentioned the rumor, or the conspiracy theory that our recycling goes into the landfill. Having the trash and the recycling on the same day kind of leads more into that. Are we talking about the same truck picking up both, or are you talking about two trucks?
It'll be the same truck. Blake, I'll let you answer that.
It'll be the same truck, but what'll happen is they'll come in Monday morning, or whatever day you do your trash. They'll come in, collect it, do the full route, go to the landfill, dump, make sure the truck's cleaned out, and then come back and run the route
Oh, I
back
see.
in.
So the same day, but different times, actually. Okay.
So like morning versus afternoon for recycling.
And so,
Yeah, so what they say, some commingled, they don't mean commingled with our trash.
Yes. And that's gonna cut it overtime? It seemed like that would just lengthen your day even more.
If we split the routes up, I'm estimating about 2 hours on a long day for the recycling side of it.
Mhm.
And they're doing their trash route in about 4.5. So,
and so obviously that, if it's gonna be a July 1, that truck can pick up the existing recycle containers that we have. It can reach down and get those, or?
it can get the blue ones that we have. They cannot do the little totes. They'll just have to get out and pick those up until.
Oh, they'll do it, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that I did not mention. We're throughout the next fiscal year, we're gonna be, collecting the small totes because they're not, you have to get out of the truck and dump those in the
I
truck. We're gonna be, taking those out of service and replacing those with the recycling Herbie Kirby's.
So this is gonna start July 1st. Is this gonna give our citizens enough time to do what needs to be done? Will they?
Well, we're gonna, if we get your blessing this morning, we're gonna go ahead and put out Facebook posts. We have
Okay.
Facebook posts ready that we've, created, and, we're gonna get with Ken and have those put out on the city page as well as the Public Works page. And, we don't have time enough to get it into the newsletter, but
Right.
we feel like if we post it to the right groups on Facebook, it'll work it out.
Sean, you could do code red if you'd like.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
I think when we got the recycling containers for glass, I believe, as I recall, you could get them for free initially, and then I believe there was a fee for citizens to get those afterwards. Am I right in that? And would that apply to the new containers when we change out?
The glass ones are free still.
They are.
The 35 blue, I believe, is 50 right now, and the 95 is 100.
So our plan was, for the modification, was if you already are recycling, whether you have the small tote or the large tote, the large Herbie Kirby, we're gonna replace that small tote, at no cost to
Okay.
do the modification and be able to use our automated side loader truck.
And the small tote, you're talking about the,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, those are really hard to, we struggle with efficiency on those because a lot of times they spill over and there's recycling all around them, and we have to spend time not only getting out of the truck and picking up the tote, but, cleaning up whatever spilled over. So we feel like this is gonna be, all the way around, it's gonna be a lot cleaner and more efficient and, optimize our process.
I have a question, if I may. So, especially for cutting the recycling, to pick up once a month, is that right? And I know the glass. Anyway, the point is there a point someplace in town where if I have extra recycling and I don't want to wait, or if I've got whatever, is there a place I could go to put my recycling? And or my glass?
We don't really have a place set aside for that. We don't really have a lot of participation in the glass recycling. In the future, we may look at, bringing to you the idea of just having a set aside, area where folks can drop their glass off rather than us collecting it once a month. Right now, once a month, the participation supports once a month collection.
Gotcha. And as for just general recycling, at one point, I believe by Amici's, we had one of the dumpsters that was for recycling. Do we still have those?
We
We've got nothing.
I believe the county's got some recycling area right there outside of the
Right.
landfill, but that's the only one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, good to know.
Okay.
Do you have a sense for the number of people that recycle? I mean, do you have a comparative to maybe other cities?
We've got roughly 1,200 pickups on Monday's route, and then on the glass route, there's about 300, a little over 300. Now, I don't know what that is compared to other cities, but
We also just, we put out a survey, a customer engagement survey, citizen engagement survey. And one of the questions on there was, what services do you use, and do you use, how efficient do you feel the recycling program is, both commingled and glass? And we're getting respondents back from that now. We're getting a lot of good information on it. We hope to have our survey to close out here in the next couple of weeks when we get enough respondents to be able to give us an accurate answer. And we'll share that. I'll share that with Mr. Clem when we get it closed out so he can pass that on to you guys.
It seems like a good number of people, about 1,000. I want to echo what Betsy said, and thank you. The work that you folks do is incredible. And there are times when I see those guys out there in the rain and everything, it's like, what the heck, who wants to do that? Thank you very much.
Real quick, like, where does our recycle go?
so Pratt and Conyers.
In Conyers? And the glass goes there as well? Do they?
The glass-
No, there's a different, right?
Yep, it goes to College Park.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think we should tour the recycling facilities at one time. I think we need to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And not that anything underhand is going on, but people are like, oh, it
Right.
just goes in landfill. And I think, I see that the council's not that excited about going to the recycling, but I would like to go.
Well, one of the things you mentioned earlier was about the folks that are, that they don't think that our recycling goes to a actual recycling place. I get emails all the time, and people have been told that. I don't know who's telling them that, but
Facebook.
we had Blake take a picture of him actually dumping the recycling, and it had the Pratt Industries sign there and everything. We just want everyone to know that it's, whoever's spreading this information is not accurate.
And if I can echo Jim's comment, I mean, garbage pickup and recycling is really important to our citizens, and I think that's to their credit. And I commend you, Blake, and Sean, for your work in coming up with a plan that might improve our system even more. So thank you.
Thanks, Sean. You have our blessings, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
So, I guess you can start advertising now. Get it?
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think I'm gonna stay up here.
Surplus item update, Dorinda. You wanna-
Good morning.
Morning.
So we are recommending that mayor and council declare the listed items surplus that you have before you because they've reached the end of their useful life. And there are 2 items that have been added to the bottom. You'll see the RotoShear and the various dog kennels. Those were not on the original list that was sent to you. I received these after, but we are requesting that this list be surplused.
Okay. Anybody have any problem with that? I think,
Linda, I'm not sure, I think I might need a RotoShear, but I have no idea what a RotoShear is. Do I need one?
You win the bid and we'll help you load it up. And just to explain what that is, it basically separates the solids from the influent at the wastewater treatment plant, so you probably don't want it.
So I probably don't need that, okay. I'll cross that one off.
Go on, Eric.
Needs a thorough cleaning
There's,
and sand.
yeah, there's still some leftover rags in there.
You do you.
All right.
I do have a quick question, and that is do we have an idea for what we're, oh, it's just bidding, but you do start with the minimum bid, right? Have we already determined what minimum bids on these are?
We have a agent that manages the Gov Deals that helps us with that, and so she'll take the inspection forms given, and then she does research and looks at fair market value. From there, she'll put a reserve price, and then the bidding war begins. So that goes on Gov Deals.
Right.
Right now, I haven't given her this list, and so I don't have the minimums that she's recommended, but we have listed previous vehicles on there, and they've gone for different prices depending on the age, type, and everything. We have some police vehicles on there now, actually.
Cool. I specifically was looking at the dog kennels, and I don't know if our animal control services could take advantage of those, and of course they they work for us as well, and so I don't know whether there's enough value in reselling these that would contribute significantly to our funds, or whether we could reach out first to Will and see did they need them, or even the Humane Society. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we reached out to them. Most of these kennels, there's 2 or 3 of them, they're damaged and would require some extensive repair. So we thought we may get more on Gov Deals than we would for scrap. And if not, they may not even sell on Gov Deals, but we thought that would be a better way to go with the surplus of those.
Thank you so much, and we put this on our consent agenda.
Can I ask a question of John related to this? Out at the airport, as of 6 months ago, there was the city vehicle that's being used by Bobby as a storage thing. It's got 4 flat tires, weeds growing. I assume it doesn't run. At one point, we talked about maybe getting one of the surplus vehicles to switch out for that. Do you know anything about that at all?
So that vehicle actually is not the city of Madison's, that belongs to Bobby Reynolds.
Oh,
But he has since sold it, and I knew half of it was gone. Is the other part gone?
half the vehicle was gone? Yeah, I knew it was in bad shape. but,
I think he's talking about the Crown Victoria, is that right?
Oh, the
The one that used
courtesy
to be
car?
for
The
pilots.
courtesy car that
Yeah.
is
Okay.
used as a storage locker. by
Okay, that
Bobby.
one actually, we transferred to Bobby Reynolds as well, but I'm not sure if we have any other vehicles that we can swap out and give to Bobby as a courtesy car. But he assumes all liability with that.
All right.
Okay.
I'd also like to point out that it was a struggle with Aaron Tewksbury to put this 2001
I wondered if
Crown
that's the
Vic
one
on
he
there.
rides around in.
Oh, is that his?
He's recently, he's driving a truck now, so I had to pry his fingers off of the steering wheel of that Crown Vic.
Well, the other day on East Avenue, I saw Aaron with what I thought was an ambulance. Turns out it's one of their service vehicles now that's been converted to a street department
Yeah, that's
truck.
our camera truck, and they
Yeah.
were actually cameraing a storm line there.
I gotta tell you, I was looking out of the corner of my eye. I don't know whether you've seen the car that I drive, but it's a 2002 Lincoln that my father-in-law's. But those are good vehicles.
Yeah.
They are seriously good vehicles.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Sure. John? City
Mr.
Manager?
Mayor, the only item I had for you this morning was some information that I've provided to you that compares the FLOST, the Floating Local Option Sales Tax Program, with the Local Homestead Option Sales Tax. the governor has called a special session of the legislature, and our county has informed us that they've decided to go ahead with the local homestead option sales tax. The proposals, the difference between FLOST and the local homestead option sales tax is that the FLOST program requires us to collaborate with the county. If we didn't want to participate in the program, they wouldn't have been able to go ahead and vice versa. The LHOST program, we go in it by ourselves, as do they. And they have advertised that they intend to file special legislation so that they can get a ballot question on the ballot in November. If the special legislation passes, then there'll be a referendum ballot question in November. Now, residents of Madison will benefit from that. Property owners, homeowners, would benefit even if the city doesn't participate, because we're in the county. So there'd be an exemption for the county portion of the tax. The question is whether or not, in addition to the county portion, whether the city wants to put a referendum question on the ballot to ask city residents whether they would like to vote on the possibility of a additional homestead exemption for homeowners. So that's the question before you. I've provided a wonderful pamphlet from the Georgia Municipal Association that you can take with you. It explains there's frequently asked questions, and it really very simply puts forward the difference between the programs and what the LHOST program is. I have gone forward and advertised in the newspaper because of the timing. We had to put an advertisement in the newspaper to keep our options open to file legislation, because the session is next week. So if we chose not to begin the process, we would not have been able to participate for another year in this program. There are pros and cons to the creation of an additional 1% sales tax that people can debate on either side of the issue. But I think a compelling case can be made that we should let our citizens decide through a referendum in November. So you have the handouts. It clearly explains the difference. Under the FLOST program, there would be a 1% sales tax, and the money would come to the city, and then we would use that to lower the millage rate. The LHOST program is totally different. The money never comes to the city. The county, through the tax folks, staff, would grant an additional exemption to property homeowners on their tax bill. So the net result is the same. There would be a benefit in the reduction of your taxes or whatever. So this is rather unique that we're having to act so quickly, but it's only because the governor has opened up a window and we need to decide whether or not we're going to go forward. There will be a measure before the council in July asking you to put a referendum question on. So you'll have an opportunity to go forward with this or not go forward with that in your July meeting when you vote as to whether or not there's going to be a ballot question. But we've already talked to Jennifer over at the county. She knows that we're doing this. The county's doing this as well. So it would seem to me that if we do nothing, then there'll be a benefit to city residents through their county portion of their tax. But the question is whether you want to give city residents an additional exemption on their homestead exemption to lower their property tax. So I'll probably be traveling up to Atlanta next week to meet with our legislative delegation, and we're filing through Representative Fleming and Senator Strickland's office and working hand in hand with Adam Mestris in the county. But feel free to review the materials, and if you have any questions, please let Karen or I know what they are.
Okay. And I'm sure you'll bring us a report back.
Yes.
We appreciate you
Will do.
representing us. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
So do we need to have a decision then before you meet Senator Strickland as early as I think the 17th is the special session?
No, there's no decision that is needed from the council. I have the authority to advertise, which started the ball rolling. You're going to have a measure before you in July, if the legislation passes. You'll have a measure before you in July that allows you to decide whether to put it on the ballot or not. But that doesn't happen until after the legislation passes.
Thanks. Our next work session is scheduled for July 3rd, and the city is closed on July 3rd, I believe. So can we meet, have a work session earlier that week? Will all the council members be in town? Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, that next week, or that Thursday, which is July the 2nd, I guess. You, okay, that meets your.
I'm not able to do the second.
How about, the first?
Yeah,
You good for the first?
yeah.
You're out of town?
How about the second?
I am here, second.
That's that Thursday, right? Yeah. Anybody good for that?
I can't on the second, no.
Well, it's just a work session, so I don't guess we,
Okay.
you know, just a work session, so.
First or second, either, I'm not here, Eric. That's what's most convenient for everybody else.
You're available. How about you? You available?
I'm available.
Okay. You said first or second, you won't be here, Betsy,
I said the first, I will not.
but you will be here the second.
Second, and Eric will be here. For the second, but he's here first.
Yeah, so it'd be like a
So
while.
one, if you want Eric, go for the first. If you want me,
Well, let's
That-
don't put it in
that
those
was-
terms.
who wins?
Okay.
It's the popular, it's fine, either way.
So we'll do the second then. Everybody's good for the second, so, sure. Okay, so the second it is, Deborah. Okay, good deal. Okay, anything else?
Mr. Mayor, if I could pick on two employees that are in the room.
Sure.
I just wanted to say that Blake is here. He came into work at 2:30 this morning to drive a truck or whatever, so this is early evening for him, I guess.
Wow.
And yesterday or the day before, I was driving down the street over by Valley Farms, and there was all these confluence of police cruisers. They were obviously pursuing someone, and I saw, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this police officer running down the street or whatever, and it struck me as kind of interesting that when the police officer got closer to me, it was none other than Chief Whitehead, who was in pursuit of a perpetrator or some such thing. But I thought that was interesting, talking about a hands-on chief.
Sounds great. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. Appreciate you guys.
Get you some running shoes. Shiny ones you got.
Did you catch him?
Well, it was just a girl. I'm kidding, that's awful.
Well, there's nothing else. This work session is over. This work session, thanks for coming this morning. Thank you.